Sport, to me, offers great analogies with business life. And what we can learn from sportsmen and women is often the attitude that they portray in adversity. I think of Sir Andy Murray as one of my favourite tennis players of all time, having competed with Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and at one time being ahead of them in 2016-17 as the best player in the world. Now, Andy Murray, even though he was unaware of it, was to me a modern day philosopher at his peak. On one occasion he'd won a difficult quarter-final, and the BBC interviewer at Wimbledon 2016 said, "Well, it looked as if you were losing, Andy. What happened there?" And he stared at him and he said, "Well, I found a way through, and that's all that matters." And that's something I'd always say in presentations and in interviews. When things are getting sticky, just stick with it and find a way through. On another occasion, Andy Murray was serving to win that Wimbledon final, and he puffed out his cheeks just at the last minute against Djokovic in 2016, and you think, oh, he's starting to reflect on what's about to happen. I believe for a second he started to think about the history of the occasion rather than what he was doing. In the interview afterwards, after he got through that game and won, he said, "Well, I just lost focus for a moment." In other words, and this is very true of presentations, he'd started to think about the occasion rather than the delivery. When we think of the occasion, when we think of the large audience in front of us, or our boss is sitting over there in the front seat, but if you lose focus, then you lose everything. Andy Murray got the focus back and he won the match. He won Wimbledon. He became the first British men's player in more than 70 years to win Wimbledon. And if you watch Andy Murray, he is always thinking about what can he learn from a situation. Another of his favourite sayings to me was, "Every setback made me stronger." So just consider that when you've had a bad experience presenting or being interviewed, ask yourself, what went wrong? How can I make that better next time? I know from television that the only days when I really learned anything were days when things went wrong. That's using the setback to make you stronger. Ask yourself, what went wrong? Why did it go wrong? How can I avoid that next time? How can I make it better? When you do that, then you learn a lot from the sports people who have mastered their art and won the major championships.